Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm amazed that Don was number one today, and I am Mr. Magazine.
And it's the Hump Day Happy Hour Salute. And today we just went old school. Didn't feel like having anything burn our stomach or anything. We just went with Fireball.
I could do that every week. So we should have a shot and Fireball.
Wow. Up in the ante a little bit right there. Wow.
What?
You say hi to people.
There's like two people. Can we wait till we get on there? You got something else to say? All right, fine. Delightful Dawn is first in the house for the first time that I recall. Jersey Jackass is in the house. LA Lags in the house. And a lot of Jackass Retro going on right now.
Well, Mr. Retro may tell you the fun things that he did. He went to the Burning Man.
I don't know what that is. Am I supposed to know what that is?
You are supposed to know what it is.
Burning Man?
Yes.
Is that like Running Man, but you're burning instead of running?
Yes. They set you on fire and you run through the streets.
Cool.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Sounds great. It really does.
It's a big concert.
Oh, okay.
And everybody got reined in and it was all mud. And
is it for young kids or like old people should know like me?
You should have heard of it. And it was all muddy and everybody got stuck there and you're off the grid and you have tents.
I'm going to blame it on the surgery and the medicine, even though I'm fully recovered 90%. JC Jeff Norton's in the house. How's it going? Super C's here. Marvelous Mike. Marvelous Mark is in the house.
I have a question for you, Mr.
Yeah,
You're younger than me. How am I more into the demo of the hipsters than you?
You pay attention to this stuff. I don't watch the news anymore. Sorry, I'm just on Instagram. That's it. Let's see.
Yes, because there's no Burning Man references at all on Instagram.
None that I've seen. Nice Nova's in the house. How's it going?
Close enough.
I am not limping around, surprisingly, if you're referring to me. What do you think? I'm walking pretty good. Yeah.
I think that was Aaron Rodgers just coming.
Oh, yeah. Who would have thought 3 weeks ago I would be walking better than Aaron Rodgers? Think about that.
That's a good point.
There's no shot. I mean, the odds would have been 1,000,000 to 1. Seriously.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and he's younger than me by like 11 years. Yeah. Cool. Catherine's in the house. How's it going? Super Steve. Hello.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I'm 50. I don't know how old Jackass is, but hey.
Jeff knows about it. Jeff's older than me.
I don't know everything we talked about. What was your little thing we did the video on incognito or what is that? The
imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome. Yeah. I have incognito and imposter syndrome.
Incognito syndrome.
Future Fun Lovin's in the house.
How did the show go off the rail? Can we restart the show? Welcome to another.
I'm going to blame it on meds and Fireball.
21st time Jackass is gone.
Wow. Okay.
And well, you've never heard of it in 21 years.
I know about a lot of things, but I don't know about everything. All right. But I do know that I'm sweating in this hoodie at Paperboy's house.
And you do know where we go next with the show.
Jackass is pushing 70. Well, maybe it's, is it from like the 50s? Yeah.
Exactly. How are sales, everybody? Really curious to hear how your sales are. And I'm curious to hear how Mr. Magazine's sales are. The fact you're shaking your head no tells me.
No, everyone's used to me complaining about Sundays. Sunday's bad for eBay. Sunday's
you can stop afterward complaining.
Sunday's putrid. I don't really complain about Amazon because Amazon's holding its own. Website's holding its own. DVD's holding its own. But when eBay's bad on Sunday and Monday, I have a problem with it. I don't know what's going on, but it was bad for both days.
Hold on.
And I don't know why.
I'm Revolution. I don't know why. Sunday was the first day of football.
That I understand.
So Sunday would be slower.
But Sunday was still better than Monday by a little bit. Monday was horrid, putrid, disgusting. And I don't know why. Do you?
Don't hold back.
Do you know why?
Aaron Rodgers?
How was your Monday? Yes. Every Jets fan decided to stop buying on eBay, and it hurt everyone because they're big spenders.
Jeez. Wow. How about everybody else out there? Let's see how your sales are, and then I'll tell you how.
We got Popular Paul's in the house. How's it going? Awesome Antiquarian. And Jackass has said foosball. Okay.
Foosball. You know what that is.
I know what the game of foosball.
Okay.
Yes. I used to be good at it, but I used to spin. People hated that.
Yeah,
so
no,
you got to have rules. Everyone spins or no one spins.
Yeah, you can't have spinning.
Cool Kelly's in the house.
These are my best days. They were terrible this round.
There you go. All right. So it's not just me.
My Sunday's okay. My Monday's okay. Today's okay. Tuesday was okay. I've been doing okay on eBay. Nothing great, nothing terrible. Up and down like a yo-yo. Yeah, I've just been okay.
Well, Leg's killing it. Great 10K in a couple days. Wow.
Wow.
I'm even jealous of that. I mean, I'm going to get that off all my platforms, but certainly I can't come close to that on eBay.
Wow. Because I've been slow. Actually, it's funny because I keep track of my store sales by day, and I've been doing it since, 15 years. This year, my 2 worst store sales days are Saturday and Sunday. It has never happened that way. Wow. Sunday is almost always one of the first 2 or 3 best days. This year is the 6th. It's the 6th best day, with Saturday being terrible. Wow. And Friday's bad. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday are really bad. And Monday through Thursday are good. And I figure I've been keeping track of the store sales.
Yeah.
Because those I think have less variance than the auction sales. Because if I put something up for auction, I could do it whenever. Whereas a store sale is available any day. That item is available in the store any day.
Right.
And Friday, Saturday, Sundays have been the worst days for my store, without a doubt at all.
This is an amazing piece of trivia.
I nearly 100,000 active listings with 99% trading card singles started over at 90. Whoa.
No, that's not the link you sent me. Someone else ended 100,000.
No, that was him.
Oh, it's him? Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, that's amazing. Hopefully my revenue is still going to stay the same with 90 listings with you. Now, I'm curious about Lag. Lag, what are you selling that you're getting 5K a day? I'm impressed.
That is nice. And do check out Paul Carl Cards over there. He has a video about it. I actually watched it. Did you watch it?
Not yet, no.
That's on your queue.
Just got back from my trip. I will get into it this week.
He talks about Burning Man.
Oh, well, then I'm certainly not going to watch it.
Now, he talks about how he ended all of his listings and talks about what he's going to be doing going forward. It was actually really, really interesting. So definitely do check it out. Great video if you haven't seen it already.
Cool.
Sound of things flying over Mr. Magazine's head. Full of bought cards. I've been carrying my sales since restarting, and I had a listing before ending everything. They're selling way faster now. Maybe people are finding them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
As opposed to them getting lost in the store. Could be that too. Yeah, selling cars. There you go. Discouraging, but hopeful.
Well, it makes me think about,
what to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost everything. Nice. Here's the video they're talking about. There you go. Well, thank you, Don.
Awesome.
Yeah, do check it out if you haven't.
Local Mike's in house. How's it going?
Spend $2,000, make 20. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it'll happen.
There you go. My best videos are the ones on how to list trading card singles fast. Thousands of singles.
That's awesome.
Per hour. There you go. So my sales.
How are your sales?
eBay's okay. Amazon's holding its own. I've been doing a lot of whatnot and happy with the way that's going. Sold 4 items on Etsy, and then I sold 1 item on $1,000,000 Peddlers over on eBay. So I had a whatnot sale yesterday.
How'd that go?
$3 ephemera. And one of the items that I had for sale there was a cracked magazine from 1999 or 2001, something like that, which showed the Jetsons getting in a traffic accident in their flying spacecraft with Futurama.
Cool.
So I put it up, tried to sell it to people on whatnot for $3. $3 was all that I wanted out of it. Nobody wanted to buy it from me. So I said, I don't want to do anything with this magazine. I don't want to die with it. I will just list it. I listed it this morning on $1,000,000 Peddlers for $10 plus shipping. 5 hours later, it sold.
Oh. Let me ask you a question. How many items don't sell out of your auctions?
On whatnot, I have 75 to 90% sell through. Yep. This was one of the few that did not sell. I'm trying to give money to you people. Come over to whatnot.
I was thinking about buying everything from you that doesn't sell for $1.50.
There you go.
Just to see what happens. Seriously.
Buy it.
You got 5 items, don't sell at $7.50.
Save them
before auction, it's $30. Why not?
You throw them up on Etsy and Etsy and eBay, and I'm showing that they are selling.
Whatever, yeah. Exactly.
So I'm trying to give you guys money.
Jeez.
Very much so. Very much so.
Cool Collie's here.
Mostly because I'm trying something new. and it seems to be working. I don't want to get my hopes up. Still in the testing phase.
Cool.
All right. And if it works, hopefully you whisper it to me. I won't tell anybody. Nobody's listening.
Great Gravity Goods is in the house. How's it going?
Promoted, 12 out of 35 sold via promoted. And the offers report, we are down under 100 offers, only 98 offers, 33 on old stuff. But as we've said, we expect there to be fewer and fewer offers because with that box checked, it automatically sends things out. And I'm only talking about the offers that I'm manually sending out. So that is first week below 100. That was kind of what I expected. So we're getting there.
All right. How's it going?
How about buys? Anybody out there buying anything? Are you buying anything, Mr. Magazine?
Not much locally. It's all out of town. Aaron's got all these deals, DVDs, magazines all over the country. He's actually flying out to Utah tomorrow. And then he's going to Chicago. And then he's going to Maryland. And then he's dropping everything off at me. So we got 3 buys. And, it's going to take him a week. By the time you fly in, load, and drive a Penske back from Utah, it's going to take close to a week.
Wow.
So, I think he's going to be back Tuesday with everything.
Wow.
So that's all my buying. It's going to cost me about, over 20, 25,000 all in with, labor, gas, trucking, flight. But well worth it. We got some big deals coming in, so I can't argue with that.
Nice. How about anybody else out there? Is anybody else out there buying, or y'all staying to?
Leg said he's buying good stuff because he's selling good stuff.
That is true. That is very, very true. Thank you, Leg. We do appreciate that. Don's still not buying.
That's awesome. Good. This week can save up some money.
So I went to a library sale today that I've been looking forward to going to. I wanted to buy a bunch of stuff for whatnot. And books at this library sale were $2 a piece. Period. End of story. If you wanted to buy a little golden book from 2011, it was $2. If you wanted to buy a booklet that they had sitting out there, it was $2. Tough to buy when you have to pay $2 each on these books over here, especially when you're used to paying, $1, 50 cents, et cetera, on these things there, because I was going into it with the hopes of buying a bunch of stuff to bring over to whatnot. And I start all the auctions at $3. Well, if I got $2 into them, I got to hope that there's some spirited bidding on it, because if I bring it up for $3, I've actually lost money, leaving time and all that on it. I've actually lost money at that. So I was very, very selective on what I bought when I was hoping to be buying a lot of stuff, because library sales usually are good. And this is a very good library sale as far as the stuff they have. I ended up buying a few things over there at $2 a piece that I think I can move, taking some chances. But
you think they're going to stick with this $2 thing every time now? Or you're going to go back to the way it was if it wasn't a success?
That I don't know. I really don't know what their plans are totally there. Yeah, Burning Man, Guy Fawkes. Yep.
Marvelous Mr. Hot Wheels is in the house. How's it going? Of course you're buying nice Hot Wheels. It should be you.
Buying is great. Maybe the best 20 or 35 grand this month.
That's half a mil annually. Nice.
Ooh. Nice. You're definitely spending some money. Wow. Well, I did go and spend money for the first time this year at a garage sale.
Oh, nice.
It literally was up the street. We literally walked to it. And I spent $3, bought 3 books that I'll be bringing up. 2 of them were holiday books. So definitely do check out over on Whatnot on the 25th. All holiday books, $3 starts, including a couple of really nice Halloween books. You're going to definitely like that. And we do have a link where you can click in order to go over to Whatnot if you've never done it before. I think you get a $10 or something like that to spend over there. No place better to spend it than on holiday books from Papercoin.
Sure.
So definitely do check it out. But I did actually go to my first garage sale. And then it was really, really rainy on Sunday. So I ended up not going down to Avon because I figured that would be a swamp. The flea market would be a swamp. So I ended up going over to the public market. I don't know how I spent $280.
Wow. Holy
which
cow.
is the most I have spent at that flea market in
must have filled your
years. No, like 4 boxes. Like 4 boxes of stuff. Got some really, really good stuff, though, that I'll be bringing up in the future Whatnot auctions primarily. So, but got some really good stuff. So, Cannot argue. And hopefully, probably not next Monday, but the Monday after it, hopefully there's a haul video because I'm going over to Springfield, Ohio, over to the big market over there, and hopefully buying a whole bunch of stuff. My goal, Mr. Magazine, is to be sitting in a hotel room Friday night and Saturday night, and to be putting auctions up on Whatnot from things that I bought.
No, that's a worker.
Well, what am I going to do? I can only watch so many Law and Order episodes, and I can watch them while I'm putting stuff up.
What would I want to do being in a hotel room with a gorgeous, lovely young lady? Whatnot.
Well, I can have my wife list stuff on Whatnot too.
Oh,
I can put her to work too.
You got me. Yes, you read my mind. Yes.
Thank you, Don. I can put her to work too.
My God. Good stuff.
Now we're gonna head. Thank you, Don. I do appreciate that. Now we're gonna head on into Glitch of the Week. There were a bunch of them this week. Now you're not set up for two-factor authentication over on eBay.
No,
but I am. It's really, really hard to log into your account when they don't send the code.
Okay.
That makes it just a little extra fun.
Nice.
And then when they do send the code about 5 minutes after you request it, and then you put it in and they tell you it's expired, that's fun. That actually happened to me. And it actually wasn't fun.
eBay's really kicking butt.
Oh, they're doing something. Did you have any problems printing labels today? Oh, thank you, Don. Do hit the like button.
On what site? I don't think so.
So I had a problem today printing labels on eBay, but I don't blame eBay for this one. There is an update for your computers. You'll definitely want to update it. And I knew there was going to be a problem when I went on my computer for my day job, and it changed how the PDFs opened on my computer. And I said, what? So I had to go into settings and change it around and move it back to where it was supposed to be. And then it said, got a little warning there. Hey, your IT department needs you to update your computer. Click here, blah, 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 blah. So I updated it, and then there was no problem. It was opening where it was supposed to. So later in the day, I went to print labels. There is an error printing your PDF. There is an error printing your PDF, and there was no way I could print it. And I said, I bet if I restarted the computer, and it worked fine. So it is not an eBay glitch. It is a problem with the PDF with an update on Windows. So if you are having that problem, update your Windows and you will not have that problem. And dollars to donuts, in 2 days, I will get a call from Mr. Magazine saying, how come my labels aren't printing? And I'll say, you really should watch our show. And he'll say, why? And then I'll tell him, and he'll go, oh, yeah. Are you taking that bet or no?
No.
Exactly.
Nope.
Did have a problem over on eBay with an upstream connect error.
What is up with eBay? It's horrible. Maybe that's why no one's making money.
They're having upstream connect errors. Cannot reply to comments on YouTube. YouTube getting into the mix this week.
Wow. Doesn't happen very often.
No. First time for YouTube. You actually, if you are trying to reply to comments, you have to hit the refresh, and then you can reply to comment, because you can type in what your response is, and the reply button is still grayed out. So they have a nice little problem over there. Amazon got into the mix this week.
Wow. All right.
I'm part of one of the Amazon things where you voice of the seller, I think it's called. And they sent out a survey. And I clicked on the survey, and it said that the link was broken. And it happened both on my phone. I did on the phone, and I said, oh, maybe it's broken because I'm not logged into Amazon.
Yeah.
That cannot load the page. So then I tried it over on my computer. It still didn't work. I said, well, that's going to be great. They're going to check the survey and go, how come nobody responded?
Yeah, exactly.
Or if you were like the first person to respond before it crashed.
Well, I do have a glitch.
Go ahead.
An Amazon glitch. So when you're selling off someone else's listing on Amazon,
okay,
there's a sell button. Every blue moon, the sell button goes away. I guess there's a workaround, but you got to do click on 3 different pages before you get to the right spot. She called, my manager's sister, Lori, called up multiple times. We couldn't understand the person speaking, and then it kept hanging up on us.
Oh.
Then it would email us saying we got disconnected, answer the survey or what's going on, and she just got so frustrated, said, you know what, I'm going to give it a few days. You can list from scratch if it's not in the system. You just can't list off your listings or my listings because the sell button's gone. So there is a workaround, but you got to click through.
Okay.
It's a whole different way. My manager at the warehouse and Lori know what it is. So
that's interesting, because I actually listed on Amazon for the first time in months, and usually when there's no sell button, usually that means that the item isn't available to sell, that it's a gated item. That's usually what I use. But then I had an item there was no sell button. I said, there's no way this is gated.
Right. Yeah.
So, okay. eBay was sending offers and selling my items current back to last year for best offers from the past.
What?
I called them and they admitted there was an issue. It happened about 5 times.
Could you imagine that? Wow.
Jeez.
Was it items you didn't have anymore because you sold them last year, or you still had them in stock? Because that would suck if it's all items that you already sold.
Puddings hasn't bought anything. Oh, Puddings, stay around. I've got a little bit of news.
I'm so jealous. If I cannot buy for 4 weeks, I'd have a lot of money in my pocket.
Stick around, Puddings. I'm going to make you some money. You're welcome.
Our leg. Keep selling and shipping. Keep it up, buddy.
And the last last problem, the glitch that I had this week was an eBay glitch. So they, still the gold standard for glitches. Shipped item is showing as awaiting shipment. So you go underneath there where it says awaiting shipment. It shows it's still listed there.
Yeah.
But it says on the side, print another label, which tells you that it's already been thing. And you do the drop down and you can mark as unshipped. So eBay knows it's shipped, but it's still showing up in awaiting shipment. It's crazy. All right, we're going to show you the item of the week this week. What is this, Mr. Magazine? It's disappearing.
A little coverless old book.
It is a book. Missing cover and the first bunch of pages. Missing the whole book now.
Back cover, too.
Missing back cover, missing front cover. It's certainly incomplete. I was able to, well, you can obviously figure it out because this is Paradise Lost up top. A little tip to you, too, if you're going to list books. Now with Google, if you have old books, if you type in a bunch of the first, pages of that you have, you can often get the title of the book because it'll be in Google as it is. So you'll be able to identify your books. This obviously, because it says right here on top, is Paradise Lost. I believe this is from the early 1800s, 1810, 1820, something rather like that. It could be late 1700s, but I believe it's the early 1800s. Paid $1.50 for this, Mr. Magazine.
Nice.
I am not somebody that generally breaks books. However, this is the exception that proves the rule. If you go through it, I don't know how well this is going to show up, but it's got great illustrations in it from the, it disappears when I try to show you how great they are. But these are from the 1820s, and there's probably 7 or 8 illustrations in here. Buy a book like this if you can find it for $1.50. Again, I don't usually break books up. This I will break up, and I will sell those individually because it's incomplete as it is, and it's not really worth much as it sits. But I've often talked about how when you're out at sales, look for the things off condition. This was the second day of a sale. Everybody walked by it because look at the condition of it. When you see the value, when you see the various prints in here.
So how many prints and what are you going to list each print for?
They gotta be, I mean, it's a smaller book, unfortunately, and they're not hand colored. They gotta be $20-25 a print, I would think.
How many you got? 10, 20 in there?
Well, probably 8. I would guess 8.
So even,
yeah,
probably
$100 $200 book, something like that for $1.50.
Nice turnaround. But if you sold it as is, what are you getting? $50?
Probably $20, $10, something like that. Yep. So do keep your eyes open and don't be afraid of bad condition if you see a way to be able to sell it. So hopefully that helps you a little bit out there. And it was funny because hardcover books were $3 at the sale. And the lady goes, soft cover. I'm like, well, it's got a hard spine, but okay. If you say it's, I guess technically now it is a soft cover, isn't it? Exactly. So you can't argue with that. Head on into insulting offer of the week. Not too many of them this week. Only a couple. Mr. Magazine had an Ocean Drive magazine, which is a nice fashion magazine, correct?
Tough to find, yeah.
And he was asking $141 on it. Gentleman offered $20 and got declined. So he realized Mr. Magazine wanted more money. So he then offered $25.
Yeah, getting closer. Unfortunately, you only get a few tries at that $5 increment.
And then I had unused ice cream containers from the Watkins Glen area. I'm asking $16 a piece plus free shipping, and I have 8 of them. A gentleman emails me, says, hey, what do you want on them if I buy them all? So you've got 8 ice cream containers, free shipping. You're asking $16 a piece. What would you tell the guy if he took all 8 of them?
So I don't know, 5 a piece, maybe $50. I don't know.
Oh, I said 75. I was thinking 9 a piece
How
with
long have
free
you had
shipping.
them for? What do
Yeah,
you
a
pay?
while,
You
but
know,
yeah.
free shipping, yeah, I would do at least 60.
Yeah. The guy responded back, "No thanks. You're ridiculously priced. You won't get that if it took 100 years.
Wow.
Good luck." I told him, "That's nice. I'm in no hurry. I can wait 100 years."
Yeah.
And then I banned him.
Good.
And I also let him know that I'm not a flea market before I banned him. My question is, what was he expecting? $10?
$2 a piece.
$10 total?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
not worth my time on that. I'm not going to sit there, dig those up, send them out to him free shipping.
Yeah.
$1 and a $10 card. Yep.
Crazy.
So then I had a graphic communications prints, a lot of 10 or 12 prints. Gentleman buys it. After he buys it, and I packed it up, he starts asking questions about it. Hey, does this tell you, have a little sheet that comes along with it that tells you about each print? Does it do? I go, I'm sorry, it's packed up. I don't know. He responds a day later, "You never answered my questions." I said, "You're right, because I shipped it out to you." Yeah. Once free with free shipping. There you go. Sounds like a whatnot giveaway, but that's a whole nother story. And then I got a customer return today. Person says, "Doesn't match description." No explanation at all other than that. Now I have free returns, so of course I accepted it and get it back. Never emailed me, never did anything. Just simply clicked he wanted to return it and he's sending it back.
Right.
I have no idea at all why. I don't know the first thing about it. And it's hard for me to do business with somebody like that so I ended up banning him.
Yeah.
But he sends it back. I don't know why. Is it missing a page? Did he expect an article was in there? Was his article in there? Did he copy it? Now he doesn't need it. I don't know, but at least communicate with me. I have free returns and I'd like to know why, because let's say that it's missing page 84. I don't want to have to go through it. If you just told me it's missing page 84, that helps me out.
Well, we've had another problem we're having lately. We've had some new employees pulling orders and we've had some items go out wrong. So now when the items get returned, I look at the reason and they'll say wrong item, mismatched or something. And I'm like, geez, the lister screwed up again or the puller screwed up again. And I'll look and it's the same item. So they're purposely just coming up with so now what I do is I don't give them the shipping refund to come back because we gave you what we said we advertised,
right?
And you don't want it for whatever reason. Well, I'm not paying extra shipping for you to return it, But we're getting a lot of that lately. It's crazy.
Couple of other things over there, interesting other things here. So I was at my day job today, Mr. Magazine.
Shocking. How many days left?
Well, officially 26 weeks, 2 days, but I've got the next 2 days off. So even though I have to go through those days, I'm not going to count them.
That's a half year.
We're
Triple J's in the
months.
house, or he's either been here or just got here, but how's it going?
Well, then what I'll do is I will search on their names, and if they're no longer an eBay member, I will take them off. There you go.
Well, I feel that's why my sales are so low. I've banned almost everyone on eBay that buys from me.
There you go. You banned all of eBay. Yep. And I'm moving away from free shipping too over time. But so a guy asked me what I was going to do in retirement. And I've mentioned I do eBay in the past. So I was talking a little bit about that. Yeah, well, I sell on eBay. I said, and I also sell on this other site, and you probably never heard of it, but it's a site called Whatnot. And he goes, "Oh, I know that. My best friend sells on there."
Oh, wow.
I go, "Really?" Guy's got 5,000 followers, and he sold 10,000 items in jewelry, and he's from the Rochester area.
Wow.
Yeah. So I reached out to him and said, "Hey, just to let you know, hey, I don't do jewelry, so who knows if I find some deals with that, and if he finds paper and things like that." So that's pretty cool, and it's good that somebody else actually knew the site, because usually I have to explain what it is to people. Rockstar Flipper, who is a YouTuber, did a video. He's moved out of clothing and those kind of things. Guess what he's selling now, Mr. Magazine?
Sneakers.
He's moved out of that as well. Postcards.
Really? Wow.
Because he can pay from 2 to 20 cents or 30 cents a postcard, and they sell for $5 a piece, basically. And how little room they take up compared to clothing, because he used to have 3 storage units.
So my question is, how do you go from clothing and whatever he was selling, sneakers and this and that, to postcards? And where are you finding postcards then?
He bought out a collection from a guy. He bought a lot on eBay, and he had a lot that he'd had from years ago. So
I would tell Popeye fresh meat, sell them everything, and retire.
That's exactly pretty much what I wrote down.
Yeah.
And maybe not necessarily to him, to the people that are following him.
Yeah.
That think, oh, it's easy money, easy money, easy money.
Yeah.
Now's the time. If you're a postcard wholesaler, strike while the iron's hot.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a postcard retailer, wait it out. There'll be more people wading into it and trying it and figuring out it's not for them. So if you are a wholesaler, happy days are here again. That's my opinion on that. Kind of crazy. Another thing, do you get, when you go in your email, do you get ads for eBay?
I don't recall seeing any, no.
All right. Well, they would probably be under like the promotions area with that tab and all that stuff. I suddenly realized that early Popeye follower fan, just took him several years to start selling them. All right. Yep. No, but again, he's doing the video and he's got a lot of subscribers. So I would think that some people are going to try it. So just something to think about out there. So yeah, on my Gmail, when I go over to the promotions tab, there's always eBay ads in there. And
I never go to that tab. So is that why I don't know?
You wouldn't
Okay.
know. Yeah. And then I started thinking about it. I'm on eBay every single day. I buy stuff on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to tell me about eBay unless that tab is telling me I'm getting 20% off something. That would drive me to it. Otherwise, why are you wasting the ad money and the time sending that out to me when you could be sending it out to new buyers? I'm already familiar with the site. I already spend things on the site.
True.
Use your money elsewhere or bring back the loyalty program, and then you'll get me spending more money. One or the other.
Yeah.
But don't spend your money on ads to advertise to me. Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's tough.
I don't think so. I don't think you'd get it. I think you'd end up getting people buying it from far away who then want you to ship it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think that would be what it is.
Popular Popeye's here. How's it going?
There he is, the man.
Yeah.
Yep, I was talking to him the other day. I will be seeing him in Allentown. Again, unless he sees me first, as they say. Couple of other things there.
I get that all the time. They do local. It just happened yesterday. Local pickup. The guys in California. I think they just want free shipping. They hope you're going to ship it for free.
So I sold something to somebody in Australia. Their address on the offer. Get this, Mr. Magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Their address was secured, United States. They're in Australia. Then he can't pay. I don't know what glitch happened. And he goes, well, you can't ship to Australia. I'm like, your address is secured, United States. At least he ended up with somebody in the States willing to buy it for him. So we canceled the order and he rebought it. But I've never seen that before.
Flying disc in the house. How's it going?
Secured. Where do you usually sell more stuff at, Mr. Magazine? eBay or Amazon dollar-wise?
So we sell more items on Amazon, but dollar-wise, eBay's a little higher.
Survey says.
Okay.
So I was filling out some paperwork for your sales tax.
Okay.
And over the last 3 months, from May 1st through August 31st, your Amazon sales were $200,000, give or take. Your eBay sales were $180,000.
Really? Wow.
You actually were 10% higher on Amazon than eBay in the quarter from 5/1 to 8/31.
Interesting.
So that tells you how far eBay has fallen.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to keep putting our eggs into Amazon and website.
Yep. Got down here, check out Paul Carl's cards with his video. We had the link a little bit earlier. If you need to find it, you can go up and find it up there. Bad buys I made. A lot to run a dumpster.
Oh, yeah. You and me both.
I don't do local pickup. They don't bother showing up. Yep. Local, do a max sold. There you go. Yep. Another thing I noticed, you use promoted listings, correct, Mr. Magazine?
Mm-hmm.
The suggested ad rate on nearly every item I have is 12.2%.
Wow. That seems pretty. Why so high?
Because eBay wants more money. And I'm looking at it going, really? every single item I have, or 90% of the items I have suggested ad rate of 12.2. And at one point, it used to be suggested ad rate 6.7, 5.6,
Yeah.
4.8, 9.2. Now pretty much everything is 12.2.
Are we still weaning down on mine? What are we at on mine? Any idea what mine are?
2-3% on a lot of
So
them.
why is yours 12?
No, it's suggested.
Oh,
Suggested ad rate. No, I'm not paying 12.
Yeah,
No,
crazy.
no. Because that tells me they're pulling numbers out of a hat
Yep.
on that over there. Hey, Ron.
How's it going? How's it going?
Did you see that there is a Freddie Mercury auction?
Like Heritage or something?
I don't know if it was Christie, somebody like that. They're going to have 5 or 6 auctions. Some of the things he wore up on stage, handwritten lyrics to Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's got to be huge. 6 figures, right? Got to be huge.
Oh, yeah. 13.6. Wow. Yeah, 12.2 is what most of mine were.
To 15.5. What the heck, man?
So they ended up doing in the first auction. The video for Paul Carl is about how he ended 100,000 listings and he's relisting stuff.
Wow, his piano's going to go for over $2 million.
Yeah. $15.5 million for the first auction, and they have like 5 or 6 auctions scheduled total. Pretty much every single item was going for
Who
more
owns
than...
these days? Is his wife still alive or anything like that? Not wife, but I meant like...
Yeah, I don't know.
Family
family owns the estate. Yep. But everything went for above what it was expected. So that's crazy. Yeah. Are legit really good, by the way. Pay per click. Work with the daddy and get some insane. Wow. Nice. And then I sent you a thing in an auction. I want you to explain it really quick about Heritage. The thing you were buying over at Heritage?
What was I buying?
I
love this stuff.
X-Wing fighter Star Wars prop.
I wasn't buying it. I can't afford that stuff.
You can't afford not to.
I wanted to, honestly, I was thinking of buying, I was on Instagram. Some site had a bunch of movie collectibles, and Slave Leia's costume came up used, and it said it's projected to be worth like $30,000. And for the whole month of the auction, it was only up to $15,000. I'm thinking like $15,000, like for 15 or 20 grand, if no one's buying, I don't know why they wouldn't buy. I mean, that's like iconic. It ended up going for $38,000. But still, I mean, I just think that's still low if you think about how popular it is, you know.
So what was this X-Wing thing that they had?
You said it was like a...
I sent you the link
yes,
for you
it
to
was
read
the original scale model used by, who was owned by the guy that, made it or whatever. Yeah.
Wow. We're all much smarter now.
What do you want? It's an X-Wing like this. In 1977, the model maker made it and kept it, and now he's selling it.
Was it used in the film?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it was film used. Thank you. Don's laughing.
Thank you, Triple J. Yes, we all know that.
That would look interesting for a show.
God, no, not.
Are you aware, Mr. Magazine?
No.
That they grade Dungeons and Dragons modules?
What's a module?
Like the thing that they, how they got the books?
Yeah.
And then you want to play the adventure?
The thinner, magazine packs or whatever. Oh, wow. That's interesting. All right. I believe it. I mean,
they've got a couple of them, and one was graded 7.5 up at Heritage.
Okay.
And I didn't know that they graded those.
It's got to be complete, obviously, to bring a premium, so.
Yeah. I had no idea that they graded those.
7.5 worth?
They just started. It did have a bid, so it's worth at least $1. And did you know they grade playbills?
I knew that. Yes.
There was a playbill from a Superman play from 1967, and somebody went and got that graded, and that's up at Heritage also.
Yeah, because what they do is they don't have, say, a playbill
size,
right. But they'll have like a sleeve and it won't slide in there or something. They'll adjust it to something like that. So
yeah, no, I had no idea that they did the modules, and I had no idea that.
Paperboy can.
I loved playing that game growing up. That was fun. Didn't have a lot of friends. It's a whole nother story. So if you look on your eBay, on your sales, you've got a number next to your sale, and they're in order, and it tells you basically the number of the item that you've sold. So if you start out, your first item you sell is 1.
Yeah. Okay.
The next item you sell is 2, and so on. I sold, according to what that list. Is it good pizza? I don't know. Is it deep dish or
they're grading the pizza boxes from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Don't say that. Somebody's going to believe you. So I've sold 112,900 items on eBay.
Wow.
So the next item I sell will be 112,901 and so on.
Yeah.
But if you go on my store, the homepage for my store,
yeah,
it says that I've sold 101,000 items.
Okay.
What happened to the other 12,000 items? I can look and see that I sold them.
Yeah, well, maybe eBay got 100% of the money for those.
I don't know what's going on. It's like, I see I just sold 112,000 items per this, and yet you're only saying I sold 101,000. It's not a big deal where we're at.
You're going to go back in time and figure out when it was
when they implemented or when they did or where they're counting from. Who knows? It's like, it's not that hard. Pull that number forward.
Jeez. Yeah, right.
It's not hard. You have all the information. Do you remember last week I mentioned that I had an Etsy offer and I accepted it?
Oh, you did accept it? Oh,
well, I accepted it.
Okay.
The guy never paid, never got anything at all. So I went on and found somebody was talking about over on Primetime Treasure Hunter has the reselling page. And apparently once you accept, they have 2 days to pay. So they make an offer. You accept the offer. They have 2 days to accept your acceptance of their offer and pay. And if they don't, then it's null and void. That's
so they can make a bunch of offers and just they're the judge and jury on that one. It's out of your control.
Oh, the other side of it is, say I just pick up a big Halloween collection and I know that it's prime Halloween time.
Mm-hmm.
So I put a whole bunch of offers on your Halloween stuff to kind of freeze it up.
Yeah.
And now my Halloween stuff's selling. People are dirty.
Yeah.
People are strange when you're a stranger. I actually listed 2 items on Amazon this week.
Wow.
First items I've listed in a long time on Amazon. And then I actually did email to cancel Web Interpret because I literally have 0 items internationally right now. They did email me back. I haven't read yet. Once I figure out what they tell me, then we'll do the same thing for you.
Perfect. Can't wait.
They
have some advanced features. So remember I emailed it to you? I think
they're trying to talk me into paying for some.
But it says
other
U.S.
stuff.
It says U.S. Yeah.
Domestic. I'm like, I don't need to pay for anything domestic.
Enough.
All right, Mr. Magazine, are you ready for the main topic?
I can't wait.
Any clues what it's about, given that we have Guy Fawkes holding a...
Well, his stabbing my neck, I see.
Well, if it helps you any, I searched on Grim Reaper, and that was about the best thing that came up.
All right.
Is this the death of Longtail on eBay? I'm going to read you something, Mr. Magazine.
Okay.
This is going to take a little while, so strap yourself in. This is from E-commerce Bites.
Okay.
eBay sellers who report they're experiencing low sales or that their listings are not displaying in search results are turning to YouTube to share their thoughts and theories. Hit the like button. A commentator on one such recent video is causing some sellers to rethink their approach to listing on eBay. They're theorizing that eBay CEO, Jamie, whatever his last name is, focus on high-value buyers, may be directly impacting the visibility of their listings and reducing their sales. The chatter about a new approach came in the form of a comment on a September 1st YouTube video. Is eBay rejecting its long tail past with new focus on high demand items? Posted by reseller Jeff of Hayfro Sells. Then somebody named Jetfixer 6546 replied and said a mid-level eBay team member who is also a seller told him eBay was temporarily assigning sellers a tier level based on demand of goods being sold. Now, they do obviously factor in sell-through rates of listings as part of the algorithm. So here's the question. Here's what they were saying. The changes on the platform started in April. This is the beginning of implementation of new updates in large-scale quantities. Temporarily, your account is assigned a tier level based on demand of goods being sold. This concept prioritizes higher demand items to ensure revenue streams. Lower demand items are in queue and are used as fill when there is a reduction in quantities of higher demand items. The platform gives sellers a minimum average a month based on demand in your assigned tier. This is why you can have no sales and then have a lot of sales. The algorithm is trying to fulfill your average sales for your tier. Unfortunately, the lower demand items are lower in queue. If you can, step back and recognize the platform's goals. When the new CEO took over, you are now seeing the implementation of his goals. The big push for higher quality items and reduce the flea market stigma. Now, that's the theory. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, we have a legend in the house.
Hello, Mr. Biselot.
How's it going, Mr. Biselot? We should ask him as well, but I'm going to answer you in my opinion. It wouldn't surprise me. Let's just say that. I would prepare for it happening and have a backup plan. That's all you can really do. Like I said, I think first of the year after holiday season, I'm going to start taking certain items off. Say we got 20,000 records. They're going to come off, and we're going to try and use Discogs. Clothing off, Poshmark. So we're going to go on other platforms that specialize in some of the stuff we have, like lower end stuff, and go with that. If there's a toy site that starts up, we're going to use a toy site, or we're going to use Amazon or the website. So we're definitely going to branch out to everywhere else and leave eBay alone and let them do their thing unless they can turn it around. If they're not going to turn around by Christmas, it's not going to happen.
Well, and I know Mr. Biselot had a video out there that I know I sent you, and I know a number of people have seen as well, where he downgraded his store as well because of that. And I'm very glad that I've made the switch over to Whatnot, because especially if this is at all true.
Yeah.
The problem I see overall with it, I understand the strategy, and I understand the strategy in certain areas. If you're selling things like coffee, things like that, you want a high sell-through on that. You need to have a high sell-through on it, and you sell enough of that every single day that it makes complete sense to do that. For the things that we sell, you go and you have some item from 1911, it's not going to be a high seller. It's just not. And if somebody is searching on that, and here was the thought that I had, Mr. Magazine. Let me read it real quick because I forgot what my thought was. I'm trying to think and nothing happens. All right. So I was using as my example, long tail take a long time to sell. People don't have the patience. That's true too. But I'm going to ask you this, Mr. Magazine.
Sure.
Using that theory as being true, Dolly Parton, and we're going to leave records out. So because records are a separate world.
Sure.
Record CDs, all that stuff. You want Dolly Parton. You're a big fan of well, we all do, but you're a big fan of Dolly Parton.
Yep.
Using their strategy, tomorrow People Magazine brings out the definitive biography of Dolly Parton, one of those hardcover Life Magazine or People Magazine kind of books.
Yeah.
That's going to be high sell-through, right?
At first.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
It's going to be high sell-through.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be buying it.
Yep.
You're a big Dolly Parton collector. You buy it. You buy it.
No,
you have it.
Yes.
Next time you go on, do you want to see that book? Do you want to have that book pushed at you? No, because you have it already.
Right.
What do you want? You want that obscure piece of memorabilia from when she was in the high school play. You want...
Well, there's a carousel magazine for sale on Mr. Magazine. Very rare, $50.
There you go. You want the carousel magazine.
She's on the cover.
You want something
Very
or other.
rare.
You want her school yearbook.
Right, yeah.
You want that. Those are not going to be high sell-through items.
First appearance in Victoria's Secrets.
Any of that stuff. You do not want that book.
Right, no. It's very
but what's going to be pushed at you
There's going to be
is
many
that
of
book.
those books, long tail for thousands of
Eventually
sellers.
they will be, yeah.
Right.
But right now, because it's the hot new book, that's what's going to be pushed. That's what's going to be a buyer, a long-term collector buys one. He never wants to see that book again in his search, is what it comes down to. He wants the obscure stuff. Right. He wants that odd thing that I listed in 2011 that he didn't know I listed, that I happened to mention Dolly Parton. He's like, wow, she was in that magazine? I don't have that one. Yeah. That's the problem with pushing the hot thing in the collectibles area, because most of the time with collectibles, once you have one, like you collect Star Wars. Mm-hmm. You've got Star Wars, the 30-cent cover price regular Star Wars #1. You have one. Yeah. Do you search on it to buy another one? No, exactly. So even if suddenly that became hot, you don't want to see that. Right. Because you want something that you don't have already, which is going to be obscure. Sure. So that's the problem. I see what they want to do, and it makes perfect sense in laundry detergent. It makes perfect sense in those kind of items. It does, in clothing, if people are buying clothing to wear, it makes sense. Right. If you get into the collectible areas, the more obscure, longer tail stuff is what people are going to be interested in, as opposed to the common, fast moving stuff, because the collectors already have the common, fast moving stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
And
true.
that's the problem. It's a different world and a different type of commodity. And I don't think that the CEO understands the collectible world. I just don't.
Well, they got to do something, maybe break it off or something. Do like eBay Platinum, all the high end, the Rolex sellers and the art sellers can do that and keep eBay the way it is for the long tail and the collectibles.
Right? Yeah. They
got eBay Motors, eBay Jewelry, or eBay whatever their top category, eBay Sports Cards, whatever it is. Branch out,
Well, like I mentioned here, eBay needs to learn its markets, because someone buying a new pair of pants or a grill brush is, you buying a grill brush, you want the popular grill brush. You want a grill brush that works, that everybody else says is good. That's what you want.
Another problem too, when I want to buy stuff, $5, $10 trinkety things or household things, 90% of the stuff that comes up is China. So like, I don't want to buy that because I don't want coming in 2 months or never coming at all. A lot of times my kid wants this or that, and like, there's no USA sellers. I mean, so I don't even buy it half the time.
Well, and the other problem too is some of that, I've seen this with some boxes and that kind of stuff, shipping from Vietnam. I don't want to buy the box from Vietnam. Right. I want to buy it because I want to make sure I get it in a hurry. Sell through and international. The earnings calls are informative is what they are pushing. Yeah, and I know you've mentioned that before as well. And again, I understand the sell-through, but you get into some areas, it just doesn't work. Yeah, and I'm sure it's doing that for me as well. I mean, I've got almost 22,000 items up. I'm sure it's hurting my traffic.
Well, what's weird for me is like my sales have gone down 40% since January, but since eBay's been garbage for the last quarter or so, no matter what I put on, and we're putting on good toys, like expensive toys, our sales aren't increasing. So we're losing $20, $30, $20 items, and we're being able to sell those $1,500 ones, but we're not selling 3,000 a day anymore. We're still selling that same, off 40% every day. So yeah, it's some algorithm that no matter what we put on, we're not selling more.
Well, and the other side of the problem comes, and again, a lot of us have been on for a long, long time. When you get down to it, yes, and I don't know, Jackass. I've never seen anything. I just kind of read that whole thing right there. But when you come down to it, the theory always has been list more, you sell more. Now, obviously, if you have 10 items and you move it up to 20, you don't sell twice as many. You sell a small percentage more. And with each extra item, you sell a little more. And that's what the old timers theory always is. So it's kind of hard to break out of that. Because logically, just for the way we've always done things, if I've got 21,000 and my sales are slow, well, maybe if I get up to 25,000, they'll pick up. Or if I get up to 30,000, they'll pick up.
Well, we know two people, the one in Pennsylvania and the guy up the road from me, they've doubled or tripled their listings, and they're still doing the same as they've been doing.
Right. Yep, Jackass. And I absolutely agree with you. The question is, does it sell for as much as it should if they put it up at auction? Can enough people see it? I don't know. And that's the whole thing with that. And I wanted to kind of bring that up just so we could all talk about that and see what we thought about it. Exactly. And again, I'm transitioning to Whatnot. I really am. I'm actually starting to buy stuff and primarily listing on Whatnot as my first place to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Because again, as I've told you before, if I've got 50,000 unlisted items and I go to Columbus this week, over by Columbus this week, and I buy another 500 items, when am I going to list them?
Well, think about it. We'll talk more before next year because we're getting ready for the Christmas season now. But say end 30,000, 33 RPM records.
What are you doing with them?
Well, maybe I got to do Whatnot because now I got a box of 60 that haven't sold in 10 years. Now they're dead. Now I can put them up in a Whatnot. Who cares if I get $2 a piece? At least I'm selling 60 of them for $2 a piece instead of sitting on the shelf paying eBay their 3 cents or whatever.
Right, and also taking up all the space.
Exactly. But we can do that with a ton of stuff. If I just have like one employee working full time at Whatnot, taking dead eBay stock and making money out of it, might be able to pick up 1,000 a week. Who knows? Who knows?
Right.
Sitting on the shelf.
And it may not even necessarily be bad stock.
Right.
Because it's just been hidden in a search.
Exactly. Some of it's pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, there you go, Puddings.
Nice.
Hopefully we did as well. That would help. So now we got a lot of good people talking today, a lot of conversation. That's what it's all about. It was maxing listing. I stopped listing for like a month, and sales only dipped for that 1 week where it seemed like everyone tanked. That's interesting. Yeah, like I said, if anybody could crack that algorithm, hashtag adapt or die. Very, very true. Hashtag shop paper going on Whatnot. I think that's trending, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Sure.
$60 sale.
Jeez,
There
I'm
you
so
go.
jealous, so jealous.
Man. It's all those people who watched Rockstar Flipper. They're all coming over and buying your postcards now, Pudding. They're all going to be rich soon.
Ever since Bislot came on, we got all these viewers. Look at this. It's crazy, yeah.
Brought the Bislot Army with
come
them.
every week. What time?
7:30 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday. Yeah, so we had some spirited discussion today. It's a lot of fun and definitely enjoying it over there. Whatnot is a sound idea. People hoping to get eBay prices. Oh, absolutely true. Yeah. Absolutely. It's actually very, very funny you say that, Mr. Bisalot. I have to sit down and do another video. My analysis is you get 40%. You end up putting 40% in your pocket afterwards. And I'll go a little deeper into a video. I'll be shooting it sometime in the next week or two. But yeah, you're absolutely right. 40% is where I end up finding it at. That being said, you can sell it in 2 hours versus how long has some of those records been sitting there, Mr. Magazine?
10 years.
Yeah. So you can sell it in 2 hours versus 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me 40% in 2 hours versus 100% in 10 years, maybe.
Well, and say I did lots of 3 and I can get rid of 2 banker boxes a day. That's 10 a week, 500 a year. You know, can't argue with that.
Yep. Not to mention the money coming in and all that kind of stuff. And as you start to learn and start to build up your thing, you know, you start knowing, hey, this guy wants this guy wants that. Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's an awesome site. Going around and whatnot, because speed versus price is what people large inventory want. No, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. And I was talking to somebody at Whatnot last week, and they were mentioning a couple of, because I'm in the book category, book and ephemera category. And they were mentioning a couple of book dealers who, at this point, their first option is to sell it on Whatnot. And if it doesn't sell, they're finding where to sell it else otherwise. And I'm kind of in the same boat, selling it on Whatnot. If it doesn't sell, then I put it on eBay, or I put it over on Etsy, or I put it wherever, Amazon or whatever. But yeah, Whatnot is becoming the go-to and the first spot as well. Great deals for people over there. Do check out Mr. Buys a Lot. I've bought from him on Facebook a number of times back in the day. Great product and always very, very happy, and, you know, good guy. So
cool. Awesome.
Enough selling for him. You can buy from me too. Now we're going to head on into the rambling story of the week.
Here's a quickie for everyone. I'm going to go back, 7 years when I first bought my BMW i8. Thought I was a young kid again, midlife crisis.
Now, do you remember what I called that car?
No, because you don't know anything about cars. You probably didn't call it a BMW. What'd you call it?
No, I called it a BMW.
Oh.
You called it the i8. I called it the IO.
Exactly, yeah. I thought that was my wedding, my marriage. Wedding certificate. Anyways, you know, you got to drive these cars fast. I think I'm cool.
You have to,
going down this street, driving, I don't know what it was like 50, 60 miles an hour, but it was in like a 35. So a cop pulls me over. Young cop looks at the car, loves the car. We're talking. So at the end, he goes, I'm not going to give you a ticket for speeding, but you don't have a front license plate on. I'm going to give you a temporary ticket for that, which was great. So I got out of that because of the car, and I never put the front plate on because I don't have the bracket for it. So I thought that was kind of cool. Never got another ticket with that car again. So
nice. Yeah, the old IO. Gotta love
That's
that.
Right. That's it.
All of them.
Yeah, I might buy another one. They're looking nice.
I'm getting up to the age where I'm going to buy myself a used Buick. Nice thing about the new Buicks, I don't know if you know this or not, the right turn signal is automatically stuck on.
Wow.
So when you're behind me in my Buick, and it automatically goes 10 miles an hour below the speed limit with the turn signal on. So
good thing I didn't buy my kid a Buick for his 16th birthday.
So want to thank everybody for coming on out. Hit the like button if you could. We had a fun show today. Great show. Again, I don't know where I come down on that theory or not. I know Jackass Retro was against it. But it's food for thought. And I think that, as Mr. Bisalot said, as Dawn said, you definitely need to adapt. I don't think eBay is the be all end all. And I don't believe with the current CEO, things are going to change anytime soon. I think they got to kick him to the curb and get somebody in who understands the collectibles side of things and can kind of bring them back to their roots. I think that's probably the best hope for the site. Yeah. And we're all crossing our fingers that helps. But I can't keep banging my head against the wall. I can't keep listing stuff on eBay. I'm running out of space, as everybody is. I just can't keep doing it the way that I've been doing it, because that's not working. And as Dawn said, adapt or die. If I keep doing it that way, I'm going to notice my sales going down. And So I've moved to Whatnot. You moved to your website. You moved elsewhere and going to be moving other places. Mr. Beisloth moved to Whatnot. A lot of different people have moved a lot of different places. I think that you just kind of need to do that.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important. I wouldn't necessarily be suggesting you make a big move now as we're heading into the fourth quarter.
Right.
But I would begin checking my options out for the beginning of next year after Christmas, see how Christmas goes, see how sales are.
Exactly.
But if things don't turn around for you, start searching other venues out. That would be my suggestion on that. It doesn't have a big enough trunk to hit yard sales. There you go.
If you're buying postcards, it does.
That's true. All right, everybody. If you could hit the like button, would appreciate it. And we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.